KFC collaborated with an Australian brand founded by Nick Merkovich and Alex Tomich to create a unique product inspired by KFC's iconic 11 herbs and spices. The product was described as biting into a hot, juicy piece of KFC original recipe chicken, and it was marketed as full on flavor takeover. Originally conceived as an April Fool's prank for 2025, the real version of the product was priced at $13 per item and quickly sold out after its release. What product am I talking about? That is the audience question for today's episode, which we will answer at the end of it. So stay tuned to the very end to know what the answer to this question was. This is Are You Quizzing Me, your favorite quizzing and trivia podcast show. And this is episode number 126, our year ender for the year 2025. Cue the music.
Welcome to Are You Quizzing Me? I am Vineet Nair with my co-host Aditya Kashyap. This is a quizzing trivia podcast show. Join us as we dive deep into history, science, pop culture, and so much more. Let's get quizzing.
Okay, Aditya, let's start off this episode by spouting some inane conspiracy theory.
Okay.
I was thinking of some kind of connection between 126 and 2025 or 2026. Do you know what I came up with?
The number 26? I don't know.
Oh, no, that's it. But it's 126 and 2026. No. We're going deeper, into the conspiracy, numerology, basically. We're going into numerology. Do you know what you get when you add 1 plus 2 plus 6, 126?
You get 9.
And how much is 2025 when you add up all those?
9.
Coincidence? I think not.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay. So, as we mentioned, this is our third year running. We are going to do a 2025 snapshot show. All our questions will be on snapshots from each month of the year, and we will have 12 questions, so this will be a longer episode, so strap in and enjoy the show. So, let's start off with January.
Okay, so like you and I were discussing before we started recording that this year has had, oh my god, so much
terrible
just
year.
sad news, terrible news. It has been death, destruction, trauma, wars, natural disasters, just so much of that. And our entire episode is going to focus on a sort of like, let's say, rewind, recap, snapshot, whatever of 2025. In no way are we minimizing the pain of the people who have suffered this year.
Yeah.
The point is to find maybe some silver lining in the otherwise cloudy year that was 2025 and celebrate those things. So all the news, all the trivia, all the fun little things that happened here and there splattered in between is a reason to sort of look back and smile. Hopefully that's what you are doing at the end of this episode.
Okay.
Disclaimer out of the way. What better way to start January or this podcast episode than to do it smiling with one of the best comedies ever. Vineet, have you watched Dumb and Dumber?
The original, yes, many, many years ago. Jeff Bridges and Jim Carrey.
Perfect. The 1994 comedy Dumb and Dumber has a scene where Lloyd Christmas, which is the name of the character played by Jim Carrey, he asks his love interest what the chances are that she would go out with him. She replies, and I'm quoting, 1 in a million.
Okay.
What was Jim Carrey's response?
Oh, dude, I saw the movie the last time I saw that movie was 20 years ago.
Sure.
So in 2025, did he say something like that?
Okay, so a lot of my questions are basically going to connect obviously to something that happened in this year, and in this case happened in January of 2025. We'll get to that. But just, I know it's been a while and it's a movie more than 30 years ago. So in case you don't remember, nothing against you. But let's say, take a wild guess as to what he could have responded. He was obviously a dim-witted character, somebody who was not very smart and intelligent. So what do you think he would have responded when his girlfriend, or the girl he liked rather, said that chances of her getting together with him were 1 in a million?
So I'm guessing that because it's 1994, and you're talking about January 2025, I'm guessing when Donald Trump becomes president for the second time, or when Donald Trump becomes the president.
Oh, that would be really funny. No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything to do with Donald Trump.
Okay, it wasn't. Okay.
He says something which you would consider a ridiculous response in this scenario.
Yeah.
Something
Okay.
somebody really clueless would say. That's the best hint I would give.
Something clueless. Some clueless would say. 1 in a million.
Correct.
So I'm guessing he's going to not know how much million is and going to make something of that sort.
It's more of the fact that he says there's 1 in a million chance. So,
Dude, I do not remember this movie that much. I cannot for the life of me remember what this could be.
okay, this is a very unfair question asking you to quote a movie which is not even probably one of your favorite movies. Okay, I'll just tell you the answer. He says, "So you're telling me there's a chance?" That's his response.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, yeah. That familiar. That seems familiar.
So,
yeah.
It's a very commonly memed instance from a film. In this case, Dumb and Dumber. Jim Carrey in his Lloyd Christmas look saying, "So you're telling me there's a chance?" for something which absolutely has basically no chance.
Yeah, I do remember this now. Yeah.
Connect this to something that happened on January of 16th, 2025.
Okay.
Did I say January of 16th?
Yeah. 16th of January.
16th of January 2025.
Okay. So you want me to connect the Jim Carrey dialogue? So is it the dialogue itself? Is the line itself? Is it like a meme thing?
It's very specifically the line, "So you're telling me there's a chance."
Okay. So what is the connection between "so you're telling me what is a chance"? So there is a chance and something that happened on January 16th and 2025.
Correct.
What could be the connect? You'll have to give me a clue here. I'm not.
Okay. I gave you the date, January of 16th, 2025. January 16th, 2025. I'll give you a specific time. 7:03. 7:03 a.m.
7:03 a.m.
3 minutes past 7 in the morning.
What happened on 7:03 a.m. on January 16th, 2025?
Let's finish that hint actually. 3 minutes past 7 in the morning, Eastern time.
So it's 3 minutes past 7 in the morning Eastern time on January 16th, 2025, and something happened.
Eastern time, in case somebody is unfamiliar, is the time zone on the east coast of the US.
You're giving me a very specific time.
7:03.
Like nothing happens that early in the morning.
I'm telling you a very specific time, and I'm telling you a time zone also. So it's not even something that happened across the world technically. It was specifically that location, the eastern coast of the United States, of the continental United States.
Okay, is it something to do with Donald Trump and his tweeting at odd hours?
Oh, no, nothing at all to do with Donald Trump. I'm telling you, I've stuck to mostly feel-good stories, and most of Donald Trump's tweets aren't exactly feel-good, so no.
Yeah, okay. No, I don't know. I don't know this. I have no clue.
Okay, this is a big hint. This should take you there. The location specifically was Florida. More specifically, Cape Canaveral.
To the space flight?
Correct.
This is a Falcon 9?
Oh, okay. Maybe you missed this particular thing. But this was Blue Origin, basically, their launch of New Glenn.
Okay.
New Glenn is a heavy lift launch vehicle. And it's a family of vehicles. And the one that was launched on January of 16th. Why do I keep saying January of 16th?
January 16th.
16th of January 2025 was nicknamed "So You're Telling Me There's a Chance."
Oh, okay.
Because it was the first time ever that they were sending one out, and they were aiming to land it back. Basically, the launcher, they wanted to kind of get it back to Earth.
Okay, nice.
In the case of January 16th launch, it didn't happen. It didn't go through. But this is what the CEO had to say when he was asked about why this particular name. So the name of the CEO is Dave Lim. And he said, "No one has landed a reusable booster on the first try. Yet we are going for it." So the nickname for the booster was...
So you did think this is
based off this particular Jim Carrey meme.
Blue Origin, not bad.
Yeah.
Very bad choices in rocket shapes, but otherwise not bad a company. And somewhat regrettable choices in who they sent up. I remember Katy Perry went up and became all philosophical. She was waxing philosophical about becoming, seeing the earth from there.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of memes about that as well.
Yeah, I think, but they did recently take up a paraplegic woman
Oh,
to space. I think that she became the first paraplegic person to go to space. So
good for that lady. Yeah.
yes. So like yourself, I too was horribly depressed while trying to make questions for this episode because everything was quite depressing this year. So I have tried to find nuggets of at least feel good, and if not just outright sad, bittersweet or something like that, or trying to find the silver lining. So this is one of those questions.
Right.
In early 2025, more specifically sometime in early February, Shafiq Hashim, an Indian content creator, turned something most people try to conceal into a short-term commercial asset, pricing it not per view or per click, but per surface area and time. The idea involved no costumes, no props, and no post-production tricks. Only a permanent camera-facing feature that could not be skipped, blocked, or algorithmically downgraded. What began as a joke online became credible when a company from an industry directly linked to the trait itself formalized the arrangement, opting for visibility over irony. What unusual advertising medium did this Kerala-based vlogger offer for rent?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Some way of advertising that he offered that was surface area and time related.
Yes, surface area and time.
Surface area and time. Maybe because I'm still thinking about the spacecraft. My first thought was the moon, but then there is no company associated to the moon.
No. And I think the deal he got would have been much more lucrative if it was the moon. He got around 50,000 rupees for 3 months.
Okay. That's not the most lucrative deal in history, but hey, good for him.
Yeah.
Surface area and time. And you said something about being unskippable as well?
You can't skip it. It cannot be algorithmically downloaded and you can't block it. Like, obviously, somebody can block a video, but...
So this was a video of sorts? Or not?
Yeah, so basically, he's a content creator. He's a vlogger. A YouTube vlogger.
Okay. Some way that you have to compulsorily see it.
Yeah, you can't avoid seeing it.
Brain goes to like a safety video in a plane.
No.
Okay.
Focus one point that probably may give you a clue, or at least 2 points from the question. He turned something that most people try to conceal into a short-term commercial asset. And he priced it per surface area.
What do people try to conceal? Something intimate, something private?
No, this is not something intimate or private.
Them singing in the bathroom.
No.
It's a video, right? Like you're saying it's some sort of a video on some...
No, so this happens across multiple videos.
Okay.
Which is why he was paid 50,000 for 3 months.
What? Yeah, this is a bunch of interesting clues without really giving me too much right now. No, I'll need something more.
See if this helps you out. The company is called La Densité.
Yeah, no, never heard of it.
What kind of company will be the last clue that I give you?
Something that he was showing on his videos. But again, it's unskippable, so it can't be like on a regular YouTube video. It can't be like an Instagram ad.
Mm-hmm.
I guess TV, but then TV ads also technically you can just change the channel, I suppose.
Like I mentioned, people try to usually conceal this. He also thought of concealing it. But then he decided that instead of hiding it, that he decided to monetize it.
No, I have no idea right now. This is completely clueless.
Okay, so I am going to tell you what the company is, and you can probably then guess from that. So this is practically a giveaway. The company that inked the deal with him was La Densité, a Cochin-based hair transplant company.
His forehead. I was generally going to say forehead space when you started this question. But okay, some space on his head, some bald spot, some forehead.
He's a bald guy.
Okay, so his entire head.
He shaved off whatever little hair he had and he rented out his bald head for advertisements. The deal was for 50,000 rupees for 3 months, with companies getting prime placement on his head while he records his YouTube content.
Oh my God.
When he offered this, many people laughed, but then La Densité came and became the first to drink a contract with him.
Mm-hmm.
Their advertisement is now temporarily tattooed on Shafiq's head. So basically, it was temporarily tattooed on his head for the duration that he was paid for, ensuring brand visibility in every frame of his videos. So you cannot technically, if you're watching his video, you are forced to see that ad. You cannot skip it. It cannot be downgraded because there's an ad. Yeah. And this unusual idea was born when Shafiq himself considered getting a hair transplant. But instead of hiding his baldness, he decided to monetize it.
when you first said this, like generally, and I was like, you know what, let's not say it because it's going to sound stupid and I don't want to increase the runtime of this episode unnecessarily. This is a joke that has been going around because I am a guy with a big forehead. And this is a joke that has been going around since college days where people have just been like, oh, why don't you rent out your forehead as a billboard? Like the number of times I've heard this joke is just, way too many. And I swear when you said it, I was like, but okay, let's not say it. And it turns out my first instinct was right.
It usually is.
It was a balding man's problem. I see it. I feel you, Shafiq.
I'm also probably going to have to use that in a few years, help people to get some real estate.
Let's not do this. Okay, we are targeting a younger demographic. Let's not do these mid-30s, 40s problems right now. Let's be young and let's be excited. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all about 6'7".
What the hell is that? I still don't understand what 6'7" is, honestly speaking. I read some explanations, but the explanations did no sense.
That's because you're old. It's because you aren't young.
Yeah.
You need to feel it. Be 6'7" in your heart, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Vineet.
Yeah.
You were talking about somebody who was South Indian, I guess?
Yeah.
Well, this particular guy is not South Indian, but he is Indian. No, he came from India. Deepak Pandya was an Indian-American neuroanatomist, best known for his contributions to the understanding of cortical and subcortical brain connectivity in the Macaque monkey. Macaque monkey.
The
Macaque, I think that's it.
Yeah.
He was born in Gujarat and then eventually settled in Massachusetts. He passed away a couple of years ago.
Okay.
On 16th April, or April of 16th, I guess. On 16th April 2007, his youngest child entered the Boston Marathon and completed it in 4 hours and 24 minutes.
Okay.
Why was this historic?
Just guessing, his youngest child, as in his actual child or somebody he considered a child?
Not a monkey, no.
No, okay. That's what I was going to ask.
It'll be a fast monkey though. 4 hours and 24 minutes for a marathon is very fast for a monkey.
Yeah.
But no, this was a human child person.
Okay, what is his name again? What is the scientist's name? The neuroanatomist?
Deepak Pandya.
So, Deepak Pandya's youngest child ran the Boston Marathon.
Correct.
In 2007.
April 16th, 2007. We haven't gotten to the 2025 Connect yet.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Youngest child. Was it like, it's not the fastest, right?
4 hours. No. Not even close.
They're obviously not the youngest person. I don't think they'll be the youngest.
Not even at all.
Okay, can you try connecting it to 2025 so that I can probably kind of reverse engineer the answer?
That was the intention. But before we get there, just to tell you that this was historic because it was a historic first. Okay? And since then, it has been done one more time.
Okay.
So this particular achievement has been achieved twice only so far.
Okay.
Now, the connection to 2025 is nothing to do with that historic record, the historic first. It has got nothing to do with that. But it has got to do with the youngest child. And I'll again go with the hint of the date first, okay? The date is March 18th, 2025. Oh, by the way, March of 18th, 1 plus 8, also 9.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Something is a coincidence.
March is also the third month. 3 squared is also 9. Okay, never mind. The March 18th, 2025 event happened in Gulf of Mexico near Tallahassee, Florida.
Okay.
Or Gulf of America, I guess, for our American friends.
No, I refuse to call it the Gulf of America. Something happened in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yes.
On March 18th, 2025. And it somehow links to something that happened on March 16th of 2007.
Yes.
Any other clues that you could possibly give me?
Ideally, March 18th, 2025 shouldn't have been March 18th, 2025. It should have been somewhere in August of 2024. It was delayed massively.
Oh, this is Boeing screwed up and Sunita Williams was in... Oh, this is Sunita Williams. Sunita Williams was in space, longest thing ever, and then she splashed down finally after, months overdue in the International Space Station. Oh, yeah, this is Sunita Williams.
Perfect. You got that right. Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, the two astronauts who were stuck way beyond their mission parameters which was initially supposed to be only 8 days. They went up in 2024. They came back 9 months later, March of what is wrong with me? 18th March 2025.
Okay.
Okay.
To the audience, I think the reason that Aditya has been butchering dates this way is I am fairly confident he's been reading George R.R. Martin, who also suffers from the same disease. For him, everything is of the something, the hand of the king.
That's
right.
True.
It's never anything else. It's the hand of the king, this thing of the something else and whatnot, which probably means that this episode will never end. It'll keep going on for 4 hours or 5 hours or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Coming back to the piece of trivia. Can you connect it now? I hope it'll be easy to connect it to the piece of trivia that I mentioned about the marathon.
Yeah, so she's his daughter, so she would have been the youngest child. So she's the first astronaut to win the Boston Marathon.
She didn't win. 4 hours, 24 minutes is not winning in that time.
Yeah, not a great time. But then she must have first astronaut to complete
No.
the Boston Marathon?
Not precisely.
Okay.
Take another guess.
You said it's happened once before, right?
Once after that.
Okay.
That was the first time it happened. That was the Boston Marathon. The second time it happened was a few years later. It was a London Marathon.
Okay.
What do you think was that?
Did she immediately go to space the next day?
So close. She didn't go to space the next day. She was
already in space?
She ran this aboard the ISS. She was part of the Boston Marathon aboard the ISS.
Oh, she ran it up. Okay. Hey, that's cheating. You can't call it the Boston Marathon. That's just a marathon.
Sunita Williams was listed as an entrant for the 2007 Boston Marathon.
No.
Was given a completion time of 4 hours, 24 minutes.
No. This is just marketing bullshit. This is marketing BS.
I will let the Boston Marathon people know.
You can't call it the Boston Marathon unless she's specifically on the Boston Marathon in Boston. If the ISS were in geosynchronous orbit locked to the position of the Boston Marathon, of Boston, like directly above, I could still consider it, but it's not, so I reject it. I reject your premise.
That implies that Boston is a fixed point in space. Unfortunately, the frame of reference that you're referring to is very localized. If you're outside of Earth, Boston is a continuously moving point in space. So, who knows where Boston is? Technically, you know what? We're just wasting time now.
Okay.
So, she was the first astronaut ever, the first person ever to have run that.
Okay.
Another man did it many years later. I'm forgetting the exact year. But he ran the London Marathon a few years later. And those are the only two people who have ever run a marathon.
I call bullshit. Okay, so moving on to April of 2025. This is a little bittersweet.
Mm-hmm.
X was born on New Year's Eve and passed away on April 1st.
Okay.
Birth and death happened on notable dates.
Okay.
Death obviously happened on April 1st in 2025. So I'm going to give you a bunch of trivia about this person and you have to tell me who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up riding horses on a ranch once owned by Roy Rogers, which later became infamous as the site of the Manson family murders. He famously once broke his arm when he jumped into a crowd in an attempt to crowd surf.
Okay.
Known as something of a Casanova, his list of alleged romantic partners included Michelle Pfeiffer, Cher, Cindy Crawford, Daryl Hannah, Angelina Jolie, Ellen Barkin, Carly Simon, among others. He also dated actress Mare Winningham. Fun fact, he once dreamed that she was cheating on him, kissing someone else to be exact. After he woke up, he borrowed someone's car in order to drive at least 300 miles to find her. He found her at her swimming club, kissing someone else. So it was a very prophetic dream. X also had a legendary feud with Marlon Brando.
Okay.
Who is this legend of the 80s and 90s? Who was Sean Spencer's idol and who passed away in April of 2025?
That was a pretty... Well, impressive is not the politically correct word to use, so I'm going to use some other word. There's a pretty notable list of people that he has dated.
Yeah.
I know Warren Beatty has a pretty impressive list of dating history as well.
Yeah, you couldn't go by just the list because, there are a lot of people. Leonardo DiCaprio comes to mind.
And Beatty's, as far as I know, he's alive. So
Yeah.
Somebody from the 70s and 80s who passed away this year.
I would ask you to focus on the 80s and 90s. They became famous in the 80s and the 90s.
Okay, so he was also at some point attempting to crowd surf, you said?
Yes,
Broken arm.
yes.
Crowd surfing makes me think of some sort of a rock star, some sort of a musician.
No.
So then the other alternative is an actor who dabbled in music, I guess. Actually, yeah, I should clarify. Is it an actor? Am I supposed to be looking at the acting?
Yes, it is an actor. It is an actor.
An actor. What did you say? Is also the inspiration for Sean who?
No, he was Sean Spencer's idol.
Okay.
That's a deep cut clue. You know, if you know, you don't, it doesn't mean anything to you.
Yeah, no, that meant absolutely nothing to me.
Those who knows for Sean Spencer have immediately blurted out the answer while listening to this podcast, which is probably an audience of maybe like 2.
You underestimate.
No. Even though I've recommended the show multiple times on this podcast over the past 125 something odd episodes, I don't think many people have actually gone and watched it. So,
Well, people will take note after this question. You said Sean Spencer, and the only person I could think of was Sean Spicer, who was, I think, the spokesperson for Trump in his first term.
no.
Funny guy. But okay, no, that's not who Sean Spencer obviously refers to. Sean Spencer, okay, you know what, never mind. That clue doesn't lead me anywhere. An actor from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Give me maybe something else, maybe a genre of films or something.
Okay, so no, he's whose genre is wide and varied.
Oh, wow, okay.
So let me just tell you this: the incident where he broke his arm while trying to crowd surf was because he was playing a famous musician.
Playing a famous musician.
Yes.
Which are the famous musician? And this, I'm assuming, a biopic that I would have heard of if not seen.
You may not have seen the biopic, but you definitely know who this is.
Okay.
The actor and the musician that he was portraying.
Got it.
He broke his arm because he jumped into the crowd to crowd surf, but nobody caught him.
this is, I think this is a scene that happened. Oh yeah, this is a Jack Black scene in School of Rock. In the opening of the film, he does that.
X had a legendary feud with Marlon Brando, who once told X that his problem is that he confuses his talent with the size of his paycheck.
Marlon Brando was not known to be the nicest of or the kindest of people, at least in his later years.
Yeah.
Did a musician.
Okay, I'll give you a few other roles that he has played. He has played a DC superhero.
Mm-hmm.
He has played a multi-actor franchise James Bond-like character who was once featured on a question in this podcast. He has played one of the giants of music. And he was also one half of the duo that defined 80s masculinity.
80s masculinity is Sylvester Stallone and Schwarzenegger, and both are very much alive.
No, not okay. No, maybe that was a little overreaching too much.
Mm-hmm.
You can say there's this robust kind of masculinity that was defined by Stallone and Schwarzenegger, and then there's the kind of macho, lean, mean machine kind of masculinity.
Very specific.
Shirtless scenes.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is alive.
No. Okay, so this scene, there is a very specific scene that the reason I'm talking about is this very specific scene in a very famous movie.
Did you say shirtless scene? Oh my god, you're talking about Val Kilmer. Oh god. So you meant homoerotic masculinity is what you meant. That is what Top Gun was entirely.
Yes, but then see, come on, it's not just that. It was a fantastic movie. And a very memorable scene.
Oh no, 100%. I like Top Gun. I like the sequel also, and I loved the way they brought Val Kilmer back also.
Yeah. So this is Val Kilmer. Let me just put everything together. The Casanova part doesn't need further explanation. He basically played Jim Morrison in the Doors biopic.
The Doors film, yes.
He played Batman in Batman Forever.
DC, yeah, you mentioned. Okay.
DC superhero. And he played Simon Templar, the Saint, who was featured in a question in this podcast before.
Oh, yeah. I remember his name coming up in that context. Oh, my God. I've forgotten again. Yeah.
Yes. And he acted with Marlon Brando,
Hmm.
The Island of Dr. Moreau, which is where he had this big kerfuffle with him. And Sean Spencer is the protagonist of the show Psych, which I have mentioned a million times on this show.
Okay.
Val Kilmer is one of Sean Spencer's idols. He brings up Val Kilmer like 100 times throughout the series. During the series finale, Val Kilmer makes like a blink and you miss it cameo.
Okay.
So this was Val Kilmer. He passed away quite tragically too early. Actually, he was in his late 60s on April 1st.
Ah.
And it was not an April Fool's joke, unfortunately.
Joke on us, I guess. Taking away a very talented man.
Yeah.
The first movie that I remember him from is none of these classics, none of these famous ones. I remember him from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, one of my absolute favorite films.
Oh, yeah. Yes. But that's his 2000s. That's after he kind of lost his
This is past
mojo.
his prime. He's not in his leading man day anymore. And yet, my God, he's so good. Because Robert Downey Jr., again,
Fantastic.
not yet the Iron Man fame. He's still kind of just come back from his recovery from addiction and, kind of making his comeback. And he's phenomenal in the film. I love RDJ in that film. But Val Kilmer is such a good, just integral part of the film. I know you like the film as well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I went and saw the other films. I saw your Top Gun and whatnot. So, yeah, he's quite the actor. Actually, New York Times did a lovely tribute to him when he passed away. And they were talking about his spiritual journey and stuff. And he just sounded like a very interesting man.
Okay.
To the point where he was like, I think everything in life is good for you. Even this cancer is good for me or something like that. Like he had a very interesting philosophy on life.
Okay.
Of course, took a lot away from him.
Yeah.
The obituary that New York Times ran was talking about how he was very good looking. And so people typecast him as that just a good looking guy. But then he wanted to do serious roles.
Yeah.
So he was trying to fight that also at all points of time, also trying to do these crazy indie films.
Yeah.
And some of them worked, some of them didn't work. But he was obviously very talented as an actor. Like genuinely, Top Gun, yes, 100%. Tom Cruise, my God, amazing. But Val Kilmer, when he's facing off against him in that scene when they're in the changing room and they're just standing and he does the bite. Oh, God. Like, I get it. Two men, very hot men, just like, there's sexual tension between them. I love it.
Okay. Okay. And just a pop culture recommendation. I believe you watched Airplane, right?
I have.
There was a team of directors, Jim Abrams, David Zucker, and Jerry Zucker, who made multiple such very kind of slapstick movies through the 70s and the 80s. There's included Airplane, the Kentucky Fried movie, Naked Gun was them, Hot Shots, which featured Charlie Sheen.
Of course.
So these are the kind of ones that are more famous. What many people don't know is there's a movie they did with Val Kilmer called Top Secret.
Right.
Which is also very funny. It spoofs mostly World War II kind of movies.
Okay.
I would definitely recommend go watch Top Secret, which starred a very, very young Val Kilmer.
Interesting, yeah. And generally, the Top Gun Maverick, the cameo that he played, props to Tom Cruise or whoever the writer or director, whoever was the creative person behind that choice, was just the perfect way to bring back that character and sort of give him the rightful space that his character deserved in the sequel. That was very well done. I really like that.
Very well done. Yes, I agree. Okay, on to you for, I believe it is May.
We are in May, and specifically, I'm going to give you the date to begin itself. May of 3rd, okay? It's the 3rd May. Okay. On 3rd May, Lady Gaga hosted the biggest ever concert that has ever been attended by a female artist. 2.1 million. There were some numbers which suggested 2.5 as well. But let's go with the lower end of it. 2.1 million people were in attendance. The question is very simple. Where was this concert?
So, Lady Gaga's concert on May 3rd, attended by 2.1 million people. Where was this concert?
And the record being, it's the biggest ever concert, the largest ever audience by a female artist.
I remember something about this, but I can't remember the location. Give me a clue. It'll kind of jog my memory.
Okay, so let me give you some related information.
Okay.
The record is for the highest number of concert attendees.
Mm-hmm.
By the number, you would have imagined that this is a free concert. Ticketed concert, the number is much lower. It's 485,000. So it's the fraction of the 2.1 million number.
Okay.
And that also, by the way, happened this year, 5th of July, 2025.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's a free concert. It is the highest ever attendance by a female artist. This was on 3rd of May 2025 by Lady Gaga. I have asked you what the location is. The reason I mentioned that it's a free concert is for a few reasons.
Okay.
Firstly, this place would be a little difficult to have a ticketed concert at. I couldn't find any source which said that no, definitively there has never been a ticketed concert here. But I imagine that there has probably been very few ticketed concerts, if at all. And it would be very difficult to have a large ticketed concert at a location like this.
Okay.
Next hint I'm going to give you is that out of the top 5 most attended concerts, and all of these are the free concerts, out of the top 5 most attended concerts, this location has been featured 3 times on that list.
Okay.
Out of the top 10, this location has been featured 5 times on that list.
Mm-hmm.
And every other location is featured only once. So you can imagine just how popular this location is for concerts, I guess.
Can you tell me who were the other artists who were featured at the same location?
Sure. So the highest ever attendance recorded is apparently a tie between the two, but whatever, take a pick. Rod Stewart at the same location, and this is number 1 spot, is 3.5 million attendees.
Okay.
And tied with him also at 3.5. I'm going off of Wikipedia, by the way. Tied with him, 3.5 million. Jean-Michel Jarre.
Okay.
Who I had not heard of, but he's a French composer, performer, and record producer. And his was at Moscow State University.
Okay.
So that is 3.5 million as well. Then coming to number 3 would be also same location, Jorge Ben, who is a Brazilian popular musician, has been performing since the 1980s. Also at the same location, 3 million people. This is in 1993. By the way, Rod Stewart was 1994, same location. Jorge Ben, 1993, same location. Lady Gaga, I already mentioned, 3rd of May, same location, 2.5, 2.1 million, somewhere there. She broke the record of Madonna, also same location, almost exactly a year before that, which was the 4th of May, 2024, 1.6 million. When I said the highest ever attendance for a female artist, Lady Gaga set the record this year. The previous record was held by Madonna, which was literally last year at 1.6 million, same location. The Rolling Stones in 2006, 1.5 million, same location. So I've told you 5 artists who have performed at the same location.
The Rolling Stones thing kind of rang a bell. So I'm going to go for it because I'm kind of also buoyed by the fact that you mentioned Jorge Ben, who's a Brazilian recording artist.
Go for it, crack it.
Is it the Copacabana beach in Rio?
Oh, good Lord, my man. He is on a roll.
Copacabana. Yes.
Copacabana Beach, which I assume is a difficult location for a ticketed concert.
Yeah, I don't think any beach would be a difficult one, yeah.
Yeah, has had the most number of free concert or highest attended concerts in the top 10 list. It's insane. At number 1, at number 3, at number 5, at number 7, at number 9.
Wow.
And every other location is only featured once on that list in the top 10. So to me, this is just this bonkers, the fact that Copacabana Beach has been so popular. I was going to give you more hints. And Copacabana Beach has also been the most popular location of choice for a specific FIFA event.
The Ballon d'Or?
No. Literally, they call it the World Cup, but it used to be called a World Championship before FIFA took over. It's basically beach football.
Oh, okay.
So Copacabana Beach has been the most popular location. That is just insane number of attendees for concerts. 2.1 million people is just blows my mind.
I remember vaguely that there was after the Soviet Union kind of dissolved, there was a concert in Russia somewhere which was attended by some 2 million people. Was it in Metallica or who was that?
So there is a 1.6 million attendance by various artists. This was in Moscow. This was in Tushino Airfield. It was called the Monsters of Rock. This was September 28th, 1991. So I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. No, okay. So maybe because I remember something about Metallica or somebody performing in
Maybe they were part of it. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the other one, Moscow.
maybe, yeah, no.
Just going through this Wikipedia page, I was just surprised going through the ticketed concert list.
Oh, yes.
I did not recognize anybody in the top five. And again, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to music. But tell me if you know these people, okay? And I might be messing up the names.
Okay.
Marko Perkovic Thompson.
Perkovic.
Probably, yeah, Perkovic. Have you heard of this person?
No.
Croatian guy, okay? He performed in Zagreb with close to 500,000. This is ticketed concerts, okay? Then Vasco Rossi.
No.
Italian singer-songwriter and poet.
Okay.
225,000 people, Modena in Italy. Bihelo Dugeme, Bosnian rock band. This was in Belgrade, 220,000. Yeah, I'm just like, who are these? Like, it's so surprising to me that these are the highest ever attended concerts.
Wait, isn't there a Michael Jackson on the list or a Coldplay?
I just came to number 3, okay? Bihelo Dugeme. The fourth one is Glay. Have you heard of Glay?
No.
Japanese rock band. This was in 1999. 200,000 people attended it. Indio Solari. Have you heard of Indio Solari?
No.
Argentinian musician and singer.
Dear God. Okay.
So far, there is not a single English musician, English singer, English band. Not a single one in American or English. By English, I mean language, yeah. Then comes finally Paul McCartney. One name I recognize.
Ah, yes. Paul himself.
Paul McCartney, Tina Turner, Frank Sinatra. They are in order. And these are at least 3 people I recognize the names of.
I'm very surprised that there isn't a Michael Jackson on this list.
Let me just quickly read out the names. Luciano Ligabue, who is an Italian singer. Bruce Springsteen, thank God, know that name, American.
Okay.
There's a Serbian singer by the name of Keka, no idea how to pronounce it. Again, Marko Perkovic. U2, you know that.
Yes, you too, yeah.
Roger Waters, English musician. Kiss, also know them, American rock band.
Yes.
Robbie Williams, you would know that, English singer-songwriter.
Yes. Let me entertain you.
Queen features on this at number 17, and theirs was at Sao Paulo in 1981. Helen Fisher, then Madonna. Finally, at number 20 is the Rolling Stones. At number 21 is Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Number 21 and number 22, both. Yeah, and number 24 as well. So yes, the Americans and the British singer-songwriters and musicians come
way down on the list.
Frequently, but further down the list. Yeah. It perhaps has to do with the fact that their fan base is a lot more spread out, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what the reason is. But it's so surprising to the top 5. I had not even heard of these people. And these are the most attended concerts ever.
Mind-blowing, frankly, because I think it might be a cultural thing that, maybe the Latin American or the non-English Romance-speaking languages, people are more likely to go to concerts or something like that?
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. But there is also a Japanese rock band in it.
Yeah.
In terms of Asian music, I was more familiar with Korean. Or I've heard of a little bit of Chinese pop, but that's probably because I was in Singapore, so I was exposed to more of that. I did not know Japanese rock was this big a deal that it's number 4 on the list.
Do you want to know how you can beat this? Easily.
Tell me.
Bring down somebody like Coldplay or the Backstreet Boys or U2 to Goa and have a free concert on the beach.
Oh, 100%. That's not even gonna. But honestly, you know what? If anybody from Coldplay is listening, don't do it. Okay, just it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare for everybody attending. It's going to be a nightmare for you. It's going to be the worst thing that has ever happened. So don't do it. But yes,
and people will die of starvation while they wait for the traffic to clear from the Baga Beach Road.
Let's not even go to the possible genuine risks of that. It's not even a joke at this point. The genuine human risks of doing an event. By the way, since you're Coldplay, they're at number 32 and 33, both at Narendra Modi Stadium, both in January of this year.
Nice. Going on to a little more serious note, moving to the month of June. In a development that will go down in aviation history, an Air India flight from Delhi to Dubai witnessed a dramatic courtroom-style execution, with the official record stating the execution was by being hanged till death. Who was the offender? who was executed.
Somebody was hung to death on a flight?
Yeah, Delhi to Dubai.
I'm assuming it's not a person. I'm assuming this is some sort of a creature. Because if it's a person, I want to skip this question. I don't want to even answer this question. This is too depressing.
Yes, you're right. It's not a person.
Was there a snake on the plane?
No.
Dramatic reenactment of the film. Okay, so is it some sort of an animal, some sort of a creature?
It is a creature, yes. But it was not a monkey fighting snakes on a Monday to Friday plane.
Okay, it's not something in fiction, right? We're just still talking about something that happened. Actually.
No, this is real. This is real. This actually was reported in the Gulf News.
Yeah, but strangulation, especially for an animal, sounds rather gruesome.
Yeah, the record says hang till death.
Hang till death sounds pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
The only animal that I'm okay imagining in that kind of situation is like maybe a cockroach, I guess. So I'm going to guess, like, did they hang a cockroach to death? I don't know. I don't know what part of a cockroach would you hang to death, like. Which organ is supposed to be hung?
Okay, now that sounds really absurd. But it's true.
Come
It
on.
is a cockroach. I love this piece of news. Okay, listeners. So, for every flight, there is a cabin defect logbook. Okay. Now, those are usually filled with boring notes about broken entertainment systems, flickering lights. But this time, it turned into a true crime thriller when crew members recorded, and I quote, cockroach found alive by guest, cockroach hanged till death. Passengers and netizens alike were left equal parts horrified and entertained as the insect's brief but turbulent journey aboard Air India flight AI-315 came to an abrupt and legally binding end. According to a Gulf News report, the incident took place in 2025 when a traveler spotted a live cockroach mid-flight. While pest sightings aren't unheard of, it's the airline's decisive response that made headlines. The maintenance engineer, evidently channeling both Sholay and CSI, recorded the incident with impeccable flair. The now viral entry declared that the case was conclusively closed, adding a dramatic flourish, Khalas, Dubai style.
So the cockroach was doing the Dhurandhar viral reel before it was cool. First day a spy in the Middle East. Considering the amount of just depressing airline news from this year and from last year, I'm glad you found something which was lighthearted.
Yeah.
Well chosen, sir. Well chosen.
Thank you.
Well, you gave me a perfect segue because you were talking about a flight. I'm going to talk about a flight as well. In my case, though, this flight is from 1983.
Okay. What is it with you today and just giving me something from the extreme past?
I love it. Okay, on the one hand, I was struggling to find good, interesting trivia which was not related to sad, depressing news from this year. On the other hand, when you try hard enough, such interesting trivia shows up, and this is a perfect example. So, cut to 1983 Air France flight from Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
There was a woman, Jane, on it. Now, Jane had a bunch of things she was carrying, including diapers for her 1-year-old daughter, Lou Dolan. Lou Dolan.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a reference, Lou Dolan is famous in and of her own regard. She is now known as a French-British singer and actress.
Yes.
But coming back to the 1983 flight. So Jane was with her daughter carrying a bunch of things, was annoyed at the kind of mess that she had. She was also famously known to carry a wicker basket with her wherever she went. So in this case, she was carrying her stuff in her wicker basket. However, there was too much of it, including the diapers, and it was almost spilling out. It spilled out onto the passenger sitting next to Jane. And at that point, she started ranting to this person sitting next to her. She mentioned how her favorite brand doesn't make bags which would be the right size for her. Either they're very small or they're extremely big. They're not the right size for a woman like her, a young mother like her, and the needs and the kind of things that she would be carrying.
Yeah.
What did this encounter, and I feel like you've cracked this 5 sentences ago. What did this encounter lead to?
Okay. So the person in question that you're talking about is Jane Birkin. And when she was ranting to the person right next to her, she was like, I will carry a bag when Hermes makes one. And that's when the gentleman sitting right next to her, Madam, I am Hermes. And that was the origin story behind the Hermes Birkin, the bag.
Perfect. You got it absolutely right. There are versions of the story, obviously. This is my preferred version, but apparently, and this is based off of what she has said in interviews, she had kind of figured out who this person was next to her. And that's why she was ranting to him specifically.
Okay.
It wasn't like I'm just going to rant about Hermes to this random stranger. But yes, I prefer the version where she was ranting about Hermes to the CEO. And the CEO's name is Jean-Louis Dumas.
Yeah.
And he was the CEO of the luxury brand Hermes. Hermes used to make a smaller bag, and that was not obviously enough for her needs. And then Hermes had bigger suitcases and stuff. And she's like, why does Hermes not make this right bag size? So the CEO, the legend goes, asked her to show him what the bag would look like. So she took out one of those vomit bags in the plane and she drew it on it. She drew a prototype of what she wanted. And 1985, 2 years later, Hermes presented Birkin with a prototype of her ideal bag as a gift. But there was one request, that the bag should bear her name. She graciously agreed. And Birkin bags, for any fan of luxury goods and fashion goods would know, Birkin bags are very valuable, are collector's items also. And this was the first ever Birkin bag. Now, keen listeners might realize that I have not really mentioned 2025 yet. Vineet, you want to tell us how is this related to 2025?
I have no clue. You'll have to give me a question to answer.
I have actually mentioned the link already in my explanation just now.
It's a collector's item.
Well, yes, it is a collector's item.
Did a Birkin bag sell for an outrageously high price in 2025?
A Birkin bag was auctioned for the most expensive handbag ever auctioned, I guess, whoever is keeping record. Though specifically, the original Birkin bag that was given to Jane Birkin was auctioned on 10th July 2025 for a cool 8.6 million euros or $10.1 million. $10 million handbag.
Do you know what the name of that bag was?
Please tell me.
It was Bagwati. It is the original Bagwati.
That is the original Bagwati, yeah. But you got that very, very accurately. And just to kind of tie it with a bow on top, Jane Birkin was her name. And she was an English actress, singer, and designer. She had a prolific career as an actress, but was mostly in French films. So maybe most of our English-speaking audience has not seen her work.
No.
She passed away in 2023, so not that long ago. And the first ever Birkin bag that was given to her was auctioned off. She actually gave it off to charity many, many years ago. So it's probably been passed from person to person over the years. And recently was part of an auction where there was apparently a very heated 10-way bidding war. Like there were multiple people interested, and it went finally for $10.1 million on 10th of July 2025.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Hey, we finally did 6-7. We are done with June, July.
Oh God, you were waiting to say that. Oh. Okay, moving on to 8. This is August.
Okay.
This is a very easy question, frankly speaking, because I couldn't find anything good in August. So, Aditya, you're going to crack this fairly quickly, I'm confident, but I'm going to ask it anyway because we have to get through to August to get to the other ones.
Okay.
This was the first Netflix film to open at number 1 at the box office, earning $18 million. It also became the most watched movie on Netflix. And this was the first film soundtrack in history to have 4 songs in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100, surpassing Saturday Night Fever and Waiting to Exhale, each of which had 3 songs in the top 10 simultaneously. So, which movie?
Wow, that is actually something I don't know.
I thought this would be cracked in like 2 seconds flat.
Netflix film that was the biggest opening ever.
Became the most watched movie on Netflix. The previous record was held by Red Notice, which got 231 million views in the first 90 days of release. 231 million views. This movie got 325 million views within the first 90 days.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
I wonder how Netflix calculates its views. By the way, I'm curious. Like, do they count it like you have to finish it till the credits or something, or like the first 10 minutes?
Or rather, maybe they will just count the entire viewing time of this and then divide it by the length of the movie, and they'll be like, oh, this many views.
I would be surprised if that is the case. I don't think, because again, based off of what other social media platforms do, like YouTube, you're counted as view if you have seen like the first 10 seconds of the video, some
10 seconds,
ridiculous
yeah.
number of it. That could be an hour-long video, doesn't matter. 10 seconds you've seen it, you're a view. Okay, anyways. For this biggest film ever, I definitely would know of it, even if I haven't seen it.
You would have heard of it. You would have definitely heard of it. But I think the reason it may not immediately pop to mind is because though you claim to run in a younger crowd, you don't actually run with the same demographic as which kind of, this movie targets.
Ouch. I do not appreciate that. That was very mid of you.
Dude, stop it, man. You can't speak the Gen Alpha lingo.
We're just embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah, we are. Okay, move on.
This feels like I know this because I remember reading that it has surpassed Red Notice. I was also surprised at the fact that Red Notice was the previous record holder, because I remember thinking that that's a pretty bad movie.
Oh, yeah. It's a bad movie.
No, give me something else.
Okay, so I will give you a couple of names from the cast list. So that will probably maybe help you. So there is Ken Jeong, Daniel Day Kim,
Okay.
Lisa Koshy.
Okay.
Those are probably the only names you'd recognize on this list.
Wait, these are the most famous names on that cast?
No, I think there are much more famous people, but not people that we have heard of. There are a lot of famous people that we've not heard of.
Wow, no, completely blank right now. Ken Jeong? What? No, wow, no idea at all.
It's a musical. Like I mentioned, the soundtrack. 4 songs in the top 100. Something that's not been done by any movie.
I was going to say like some BTS film.
You said BTS, so think along the same lines.
Oh my god, it's K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh, of course.
Yes!
I'm trying to picture these people. Oh god, this is my problem. Like every time you say film, I'm like, what's the visual of this? Okay, makes sense. It's animated. Very popular. I did not watch it, but I heard good things. I definitely heard great things about the soundtrack. The soundtrack was decent.
Yeah, I couldn't escape the soundtrack.
Okay.
My neighbor has twin girls, and they are obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters.
No, I like the soundtrack. I was a fan of the soundtrack. I liked some of the. I think I heard like 2 of them. I like both of them, but I didn't watch the film. I have no idea what the film was like.
I think brief period of time, anytime you open social media or anything else, there'd be something related to these songs, something related to this. And then I've seen the craze around, like in kids, my son's age and slightly older, they want everything and anything related to K-pop Demon Hunters. So it's hugely, hugely popular.
I mean, it was no Nadania.
Dude, why? Why would you do this? Why would you do this?
No.
Move on. Quickly, before you get cancelled.
Cancelled for mentioning Nadania.
Yes, you ought to be.
Speaking of Indian things, let's come back to India for my September question. Oh my god, we are at 9, Vineet.
9, yes, 9.
Ooh.
9?
Don't do that.
German Nazi joke, forget it.
No Nazi jokes. We're keeping it light. Okay. So, I'm going to mention a person. Chandrapuram. Please tell me you've not cracked the question as soon as I've said the name.
That's a person?
Okay, thank God. I was worried you'll crack it immediately.
Okay.
Chandrapuram was born on 4th May 1957. Yet again, we go back to history.
Yes, 4th May 1957. 4 plus 5 is 9. Again.
Chandrapuram was born on 4th May 1957 in Tirupur, Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
The story goes that he was apparently named after X.
Okay.
X was very soon thereafter re-elected to a prestigious position. This happened on 13th May, literally 9 days later, right? 4th May 1957, Chandrapuram was born. 13th May, X got that prestigious position. 12th September 2025, quickly connecting it to 2025, 12th September 2025, Chandrapuram would go on to achieve the same thing as X. What am I talking about?
So I'm guessing Chandrapuram is not his full name. That's not his first name. I'm guessing that's you're abbreviating his name somehow.
So Chandrapuram is his, first part of his name. The being named after X part, obviously I've not given you in the name.
Okay. So someone named Chandrapuram was elected to a prestigious position on 12th of September.
This year, correct.
No, you'll have to give me some other clue.
Well, interestingly, there is a very strong connect to this person on another date in September.
You do realize that when people name certain people, especially in South India, the initials are not always names.
You tell me what the answer is. Don't give me all this random stuff. Give me the answer.
You're talking about Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan.
Yes.
Oh God, my God. Man, Chandrapuram is not his name. Chandrapuram.
Listen. Chandrapuram Ponnaswamy Radhakrishnan is his full name. And of course, Chandrapuram is not his first given name. It's just that I can't give you Radhakrishnan. Nah, I can't give you Radhakrishnan. It'll be too easy.
No, you could have given me Ponnusamy.
Oh, okay.
Ponnusamy is his first name. Chandrapuram Ponnusamy Radhakrishnan would literally mean Ponnusamy Radhakrishnan from Chandrapuram.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
Dude.
That makes a lot more sense. My bad. Hey, listen, you know what? I've been targeted by my South Indian friends a little bit recently, and very justifiably, this is another black mark on my record.
Yeah.
If CP Radhakrishnan was filling out a form which said, usually it says first name, middle name, last name, right? First name, middle name, surname. What would he put vendor?
Put Ponnusamy as the first name.
Okay.
Okay, and Radhakrishnan C would be put as the last name.
Radhakrishnan C.
Yeah.
So C would be part of his last name. So I was correct. I mean, okay, fine.
Okay, it's not his name.
I'm not trying to explain South Indian naming conditions to a Mallu person. I'm just saying, for a broader understanding,
For broader understanding, let me just clarify this right now. In South India, we have this thing of appending. Basically, we're just attaching the name of the place or the name of the family or whatever. Basically, those don't technically count as your name. You can't categorize them as your first or last name. They are initials.
Sure.
When my dad went to Bahrain for the first time, his boss, Muhammad Ali, who was an out-and-out Arab, who said that I cannot pronounce your name.
Okay.
He's like, I cannot pronounce the first three names, so I'm going to call you by the last name. So he was like Nair from then on. For 25 years, he was known as Nair.
Being called by a last name is not uncommon.
But then you realize that Nair is one of the most common surnames in Kerala.
Yeah, that'd be like calling a Chinese person Lee, just because the last name is Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
ठीक है, चलो.
We deviated so hard. And I don't know how much of this will end up in the final cut. But coming back to the trivia, Chandrapuram Ponnaswamy Radhakrishnan is the name that is mentioned on Wikipedia. CP Radhakrishnan is the current Vice President of India. He was elected to that position on 12th of September 2025.
Yes.
The story goes that he was born 4th May 1957, and when he was born, his parents C.K. Ponnaswamy and K. Janaki, K. Janaki from Tirupur in Tamil Nadu, they decided that they're going to name them after S. Radhakrishnan. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan.
Sarvepalli.
Apologies.
I'm going to be brutal to you now.
Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, S. Radhakrishnan, can make my life easier. The first Vice President of India who was in that post for 2 consecutive terms. Was in the position for 2 consecutive terms from 13th of May 1952 to 12th May 1962. The next day, he became the President of India, and he was in that position for 5 years. So, one of the most illustrious people from the early independent Indian history. And I mentioned as a hint that he is related to a day in September. S. Radhakrishnan's birthday, obviously, is also Teachers' Day in India, celebrated as Teachers' Day in India, 5th September.
Yeah.
S. Radhakrishnan was the person that apparently C.P. Radhakrishnan was named after. And C.P. Radhakrishnan got to be, or well, deserved to be, or well, he found his way to becoming the Vice President of India in September of this year. And that is the long story short of it all.
That was a good question.
I feel like I just was put through a lesson. I don't think that felt like a question anymore. No, I appreciate being taught when I'm wrong. It's just, I don't think I learned much in the process. I'm still very confused. Yeah, okay. Let's move on.
Moving to October. In 2025, the same young performer, or let's say a young performer, became a case study in how social media, critical reception, format, and venue can completely invert commercial outcomes. In one instance, she fronted a big budget studio film aimed at a global audience, heavily marketed, digitally saturated, and tied to an iconic IP. Yet it collapsed theatrically, becoming shorthand for modern day box office. Within months, she achieved the opposite result in a radically different medium, an old fashioned stage revival mounted in a single historic London theatre where demand was so high that performances sold out and ticket scarcity replaced marketing spend. The production concluded its run in September 2025, but its cultural afterlife extended further when a live cast recording, released weeks later in October, unexpectedly topped the UK singles chart, a rarity for musical theatre in the streaming era. Taken together, the two outcomes sparked debate about star power, medium specificity, and the power of social media. Which stage musical revival produced this chart-topping success, and which actress am I talking about?
It can't be Wicked, because the film didn't do that badly.
No, the film did very well. Wicked did very well.
And you mentioned the film did badly, right, in this case?
Oh, really, really badly.
And this is the same movie, and rather from the same source material, right?
No, the movie is a different IP. The musical is a different IP.
When was the movie?
So, the movie released on March 21st.
Earlier this year, some sort of a musical film that did badly.
But again, let me clarify, the musical theatre and this movie, two different IPs, huh?
Got it. Yeah, you mentioned that they're two different source materials.
Mm-hmm.
No idea at all.
Okay, so the lead actress, the actress in question,
Mm-hmm.
when it came to the movie that we're talking about, which, like I said, was a box office bomb, there were a lot of controversies associated with the movie way before it released. And one of it was caused by the lead actress herself.
Like she said something or did something?
This movie that we're talking about was a remake. And the actress openly criticized the original movie. So her comments were condemned by many viewers who categorized her as shaming anyone who liked the original film, while others described her as a walking PR disaster.
Remake. Worth clarifying. Is this a live action film or is it a animated film?
Yes, it's a live action film.
Live action, was it was that the mermaid film?
You're in the right, let's say, dollhouse or the right castle.
Right castle. Okay, so it's a Disney film.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've completely lost track of Disney films.
No, this was impossible to miss. There were a lot of things in the internet.
Okay.
Because I'll give you another clue. The Israel conflict also played a role in this movie bombing.
Oh, was there some anti-Semitic or pro-Palestinian or anti-Palestinian sort of?
Like I mentioned, there were two major actresses in the movie. One obviously made problematic comments about the previous movie on which it was based. And the other was roundly criticized for her views on the Israel-Palestine conflict.
Well, to be honest, literally you could be on either side and you'll probably be criticized, especially in the US.
Yes. Yeah, but in this case, it was because this person, and again, this may be a giveaway, had actually served in the IDF.
Gal Gadot?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Gal Gadot did Snow White. Was it Snow White?
Yes, it's Snow White. Yes. Okay, so you got Snow White out of the way. Now you have to tell me who the actress was and which musical theatre performance are we talking about?
I can picture her face. I can't remember her name.
I'll give you the name. It's Rachel Ziegler.
Of course, yes, right. Sure.
So which
Yeah.
musical which went viral? I mean, like it was sold out almost throughout its run, and later when it was released, it topped the charts and whatnot.
I'm pretty sure I don't have no idea about this.
You definitely know this. The musical is a sung-through musical with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Okay.
Yeah, it began as a rock opera concept album in 1976. Its success led to productions in London's West End in 1978. It won the Laurence Olivier Award for Best Musical, and on Broadway a year later, where it was the first British musical to receive the Tony Award.
Oh, okay.
It's been followed by a string of professional tours and worldwide productions, numerous cast albums, as well as a 1996 film adaptation. The musical was revived in London's West End in 2006, 2014, 2017, and 2025.
I don't know why the first name that came to mind was Fiddler on the Roof.
No, it's not.
Andrew Lloyd Webber, I've heard of it, but no, I can't recall right now.
Okay, I'll give you another clue. It's based on a real historical figure.
Hamilton, of course. No, I'm kidding.
No.
No idea at all.
One last chance. I told you there was a 1996 movie adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
It won the Academy Award for Best Original Song. It won 3 Golden Globe Awards for Best Picture Comedy Musical, Best Original Song, and Best Actress.
Okay.
The actress was Madonna,
Okay.
and the movie also starred Antonio Banderas.
Oh my God! Yes, I know this. This is a Latin American, some South American person, right? That this is based on a woman that this is based on.
Yes.
Is it Brazilian? Is it Argentinian?
Yes, it is Argentinian. The musical is Evita.
Oh my God! Okay, it's too late in the night. How would I not get that? Yes, it is Evita.
Evita, based on the life of Eva Peron.
Eva Peron. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I knew through the Madonna thing. Yeah, that's Mike. I don't think I've seen the film or I know too much about the musical either, but I know, of course, of the person, and I know that Madonna won an Oscar for that. Yeah.
So it was sold out. Rachel Ziegler played the titular role of Eva Peron or Evita in the musical revival in 2025, and it was sold out. Like it was massive crowds and massive performance.
Wow.
But her movie earlier in the year, which she was partly responsible for bombing, apparently, if you can trust social media and Reddit. No, there were a lot of other factors. There was the whole Israel controversy with Gal Gadot. There was the fact that there was a lot of controversy about not choosing, I think, little people is the...
People with dwarfism.
Yeah, people with dwarfism. So instead of casting people with dwarfism, they went with CGI with regular sized people. And yeah, it was very problematic production. Okay. Now we move on to the penultimate month of November.
Okay. So in the month of November, I don't have an exact date for it, but somewhere in the month of November, the United Nations released a list of the most populated cities. No idea why they do this. I don't know what the reason behind it is. But this year they apparently changed some of the parameters or how they kind of qualify and quantify populations in an urban area like a city. So there was some reordering of the ranking. Simple question. Tokyo was number 1 previously. Which city has overtaken Tokyo as the most populated city as of 2025 November, based off of a UN study?
Which is the most populated city according to the 2025 UN list, right?
Correct.
Tokyo used to be... This is based on density or total population? How are you looking at it?
Just total population.
It's not Mumbai. It's not Mumbai or Delhi. I wouldn't say New York either, because New York has a lesser population than Tokyo.
Just because you said these names, I'm going to tell you very quickly. Delhi is at number 4. Mumbai is at number 12. And New York is at number 22.
So it's not the usual suspects. Tokyo is at number 2 now,
Tokyo,
right?
in fact, yeah, I was just going to say, Tokyo, in fact, has not even slipped to number 2, but it's gone to number 3.
So which is number 2? Can you tell me number 2?
You want to take a guess? Oh, well, actually, you're still struggling with number 1, so I doubt you.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a neighboring country.
Dhaka?
Yeah, Dhaka is at number 2 right now.
Okay, wild guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Jakarta?
You didn't even let me get to my good hint, yaar.
Oh, it's Jakarta! Okay, no. Now you can give me the hint. I will listen patiently and look like I'm.
No, I want to move on.
Even though that was a total guess.
I want to move on. I don't like you anymore. No. Okay. Very well done. Yes, Jakarta has been ranked number 1 by the UN list as of November 2025.
Okay.
And the UN 2025 population estimate for Jakarta is 41 million, close to 42 million actually. 42 million people in the city of Jakarta. Well, I don't know how exactly they define it. Dhaka is at 36.5 million. And Tokyo is at 33.4 million. So they must have really changed the numbering somehow because it is
I think maybe the geographical limits of the city.
probably administrative boundary and whatnot. And every country, every place defines it on their own. Do you want to take a guess as to more? Because you also mentioned, just as a sidebar, what is the most densely populated city?
It used to be the walled city of Kowloon, right?
Hong Kong has been a while, and again, I guess I don't think if Kowloon specifically counts as a city anymore. I think Hong Kong will be counted as a city.
Okay.
Again, don't ask me specifics.
Okay. So is it Hong Kong?
This is a city that we know as a city. I'm not asking about like a specific city within a city kind of situation, and it's not Hong Kong. No.
Okay.
This is just side additional trivia.
No, I get it. Any clues?
You said Hong Kong, and I think I must have read that at some point. But I remember for the longest time reading that Dhaka is number 1 in terms of population density. But it's not Dhaka, at least as of 2025. Dhaka is number 2 in the case of density as well.
Okay. Dhaka's number 2 is case of density.
Both the population total and population density, Dhaka is number 2.
Southeast Asian?
Southeast Asian, yes.
Bangkok is not that crowded.
Oh, when I ordered by density, it's at number 39.
Number 39. Yeah, no, but it is dense, but I don't think it's enough for the...
Much like Indonesia, it is another archipelago nation.
Philippines, Manila.
That's right. Manila is at 41,000 people per square kilometer.
Ooh, talk about cans of sardines.
Dhaka is at 30,000 and Karachi is at number 3. Indian cities, number 4, Kolkata, number 5, Mumbai.
Mumbai? Okay.
Asia is leading the pack, at least in this way.
I think Mumbai is more like you have concentrated areas where the density is like really high, which is kind of adding to the figure. But if you look at Mumbai as a whole, it's not like is it that dense?
I mean, if you've ever been to Andheri station in the evening, it does feel like it's very late.
No, I'm not gonna argue the fact that we have a lot of people, but I think like maybe you have a very large number of people focused in certain areas, like in Dharavi or in Matunga or something like that. So then those kind of help.
Actually, I would, but technically Dharavi and stuff might not be that much compared to the high rises, right? Just because of the number of people who are staying in the same area.
Vertical, yeah.
Vertically staying in the same place.
Yes, a lot of skyscrapers, which is why more people on the same square footage.
And my God, every Mumbaiker who's listening can relate to this. There's just number of buildings that are under redevelopment. So older buildings which have been taken over by builders, and they're building like skyscrapers there.
Yeah.
The whole city feels like it's under siege at some point. It's just like no place to stay. Okay, since you did not let me get there, but I wanted to, and the reason I wanted to do this was because I thought the etymology of Jakarta was kind of fun. Do you know where the name comes from?
I'm guessing it'll have some kind of Sanskrit origin.
You are very correct in thinking that. It has a few other names through history, but the most accepted theory of where the word Jakarta comes from, it is derived from the word Jayakarta, rather, which is Sanskrit Jaya being victory, and Kart being achieving. So achieving victory is the etymology of it, and victorious deed. And this came from the Muslim troops of Fatahillah, which successfully defeaed and drove the Portuguese away from the city in 1527. And they eventually renamed it to Jayakarta, however you might pronounce it. And that over time evolved to Jakarta.
Okay.
The name Jakarta comes from this very interesting piece of history that maybe a lot of us are not aware of.
That was a really good piece of trivia. Jakarta, Manila. Who knew?
But Vineet, because you very quickly cracked this, I'm not going to let you off the hook that easy, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to tie it back to my first question, and I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
In the movie Star Wars, there's a very interesting scene, and you probably know Star Wars better than you know Dumb and Dumber. Very interesting scene where C-3PO,
Yeah.
the droid, is trying to warn our swashbuckling hero Han Solo about the near impossible chance of surviving an asteroid field.
Okay.
What does Han Solo say in response?
He mentions an odds, right, in that.
Oh, look at you. You do know your Star Wars. I'll give it to you.
Uh-uh.
He says, never tell me the odds.
Yes. Yeah. Never tell me the odds.
Vineet, how is this connected to 2025?
Never tell me the odds. Trump. Has to be Trump.
Nope, not Trump. 13th, or rather November of 13th, 2025 at 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Vineet, take the most obvious guess, given that I told you that this is related to the first question, which was about a space rocket launch.
So never tell me the odds. Again, a Blue Origin nickname.
Ding, 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 ding. Correct. It is the name of the next rocket that was launched in the next New Glenn family rocket that was launched.
Okay.
The second stage made it to orbit in January, but the first stage was lost and it never landed back, which was the aim, right? So after that failed attempt, in November, they managed to make that first stage land. That was a successful landing. And that was the nickname given in that case was Never Tell Me the Odds.
Tell me the odds. Yeah.
So in both cases, referring to a film meme. In the first case, it was Dumb and Dumber. The second case, it was Star Wars. And I guess Star Wars paid off, as Never Tell Me the Odds worked for them.
Technically, that scene was very scientifically inaccurate because there are no asteroid fields which are so populated that a small freighter can't pass through it.
Interestingly enough, if you actually look at asteroid fields, what they don't show you is the topography of an asteroid field. It's amazing. Like if you go watch videos, NASA videos, I believe, about Saturn's rings, there are like mountains in the rings. Like literally there are hundreds of meters, if not kilometer long, mountains in the rings. And it's very tough to imagine it like this. So I would encourage you to go look at YouTube videos of it. But it's insane how there's a topography to rings.
Yeah.
And that is the last question for me for November. I have tied it back to January. I hand it to you. Bring us home with December. Boy, this is a long episode.
Okay. So, Barsat Ki Raat is a movie from 1960.
Okay.
It was a defining romantic musical film directed by P.L. Santoshi, produced by R. Chandra. The film starred Madhubala, Bharat Bhushan, and Shyama. Barsat Ki Raat became a blockbuster success, ranking as the second highest earning film of 1960 and the 20th highest earner of the 1960s in the Indian box office. The soundtrack, composed by Roshan Lal of the Roshan family, was considered one of the finest in Indian cinema, with particular critical and audience praise. The song Zindagi Bhar Nahi Bhulengi from, sorry, let's say that again. The song Zindagi Bhar Nahi Bhulengi.
Yeah, try again. You non-Hindi speaker, try doing Hindi things right.
Hey. मैं हिंदी में एटलीस्ट बात कर सकता हूँ. तेरे को मलयालम आता है क्या?
That is true.
तेलुगु आता है क्या? तमिल आता है क्या? कन्नड़ आता है क्या?
True. I'm just going to embarrass myself in this whole... Yeah, let's go on. Go on.
The song Zindagi Bhar Nahi Bhulengi was from the same film and it topped musical charts that year. There is a beautiful qawwali in the movie which was sung by a veritable powerhouse ensemble of singers, Mohammad Rafi, Manna Dey, Asha Bhosle, Sudha Malhotra, and S.D. Batish. Aditya is smiling, so he obviously knows the answer. But how did this song gain renewed relevance in December 2025? And since you're smiling, I want a very specific answer.
Just like you, my social media has also been flooded by Dhurandhar reels. We have spoken about the film. You have watched it. I have watched it. I also liked it. And due credit to him in just the promotion of this film, that it was a trailer, it was a teaser, and the hype build and the word of mouth spread, and it has done insane amount of money at the box office right now. I believe the song that you're referring to, which is the Karavan Na To Karavan Ki Talash Hai, that Qawwali, was featured in the trailer first is where I heard it, and of course it's in the film also.
Yeah.
The music of the movie is phenomenal.
Yes.
Shashwat Sachdev has obviously done a phenomenal job, but he has used these old songs, he has remixed them, he has made them funkier. made them more electronic or dance or whatever different genres that he has incorporated. And with this particular Qawwali also, like when you hear the original one, which is in black and white, and that's why I remember people posting reels about it. And these names is what led me to the answer. Because I remember that they were all these famous people in the Qawwali. And the vibe is so different, but he has made that vibe fit so well for both the trailer and the movie. Just props to the man for very good marketing for his film, or whoever did the marketing for the film.
Funnily enough, the movie was criticized for not doing enough marketing, and people were speculating that they had spent so much money on the movie itself that Geo Studios had refused to give them any money for marketing.
Well, props to Geo Studio for not doing anything more than just that. Because I think that's been the problem recently. I think everybody's just been doing the same thing into the marketing. Just go appear on like a Kapil Sharma show or like do some, some YouTube specials or whatever. Like it's just become so predictable. Do a Curly Tales interview. Like everybody's doing the same thing. And in this case, maybe because Ranveer Singh admittedly is a loose cannon, does some very, very weird things. It was good to not let him come out in the front and lead the marketing charge. Let the movie and the art speak for itself. It worked out for them.
It's the highest grossing Indian film of 2025 right now.
Which is interesting that for an A-rated film that it's doing so well. You can't even take your kids to the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, please come back to the trivia.
So you answered it correctly. Yes, it is the Na To Karwan Ki Talash Hai, Na Koi Humsafar Ka Talash Hai. So this song is called Ishq Jalakar. That's the title of the song, Ishq Jalakar. And the 2025 Dhurandhar adaptation by composer Shashwat Sachdev honors this legacy by integrating the lyrics of the original Qawwali into a contemporary composition. Rather than merely recreating the classic, he recontextualized it into a modern musical narrative about a spy's emotional journey.
Right.
The soundtrack of Dhurandhar features 11 Hindi songs and marks a historic achievement. Dhurandhar became the first Bollywood film to have every track from its soundtrack chart simultaneously within the Spotify Global Top 200.
Oh, wow. Global Top 200 is impressive. Wow, okay.
Global Top 200. And this basically is the first time a Bollywood movie has done it. All 11 songs featuring simultaneously in the Spotify Global Top 200, which is a fantastic achievement.
But well deserved. What a great soundtrack. Shashwat Sachdeva has done a phenomenal job.
Yes. Now, coming back to our audience question, which I asked at the beginning of today's episode, which is also related to something that happened this year. KFC collaborated with an Australian brand founded by Nick Merkovich and Alex Tomich to create a unique product inspired by KFC's iconic 11 herbs and spices. The product was described as like biting into a hot, juicy piece of KFC original recipe chicken, and it was marketed as a full-on flavor takeover. Originally conceived as an April Fool's prank, the real version of the product was priced at $13 per item and quickly sold out after its release. What product am I talking about?
You said it was initially not meant to be real. It was just a marketing gimmick.
They were supposed to make it a prank, and then somebody was like, yeah, I think we actually can make this. And they ended up actually making it. Limited edition run, priced at $13 with an optional $59 accessory.
Was this in conjunction with another brand? Was this like a promotion for some other thing, or was it just a KFC thing?
So they collaborated with another brand because they themselves couldn't produce this product. So then they collaborated with another brand, which is the one I was talking about, founded by Nick Markovich and Alex Tomich. Do you want the name of that brand? So then that might help you get to the answer.
Yes, please.
The brand High Smile also makes other products of the same type with flavors such as chocolate, blue raspberry, cotton candy, mango sorbet.
This can't be vapes, right? I don't think KFC would do that. That'll be bad for its image.
No, but a KFC flavored vape, wow.
Labubu.
No, it's not Labubu.
Edible Labubus. Edible bulus. No, never mind.
Okay, so I'll give you the answer. Believe it or not, this was a KFC flavored toothpaste.
Smiles. Okay, that makes sense.
High Smile, yeah.
Okay. Toothpaste.
High Smile is an Australian oral care brand founded in 2014 by Nick Markovich and Alex Tomich. Started as a teeth whitening kit company and then gained popularity through influencer marketing, innovative products with the flavors I mentioned. The optional $59 accessory was an electric toothbrush.
Oh.
This company is known for collaborations with major brands like KFC and The Simpsons.
Okay.
This happened in April. So this was KFC flavored toothpaste. Now tell me that doesn't sound like, just imagine brushing your teeth and instead of all that mint, you're just getting KFC flavor in your mouth.
No, sorry. I don't know. I do not.
I'm very curious about that one. Yeah.
No appeal for me at all.
So that's all the questions for this episode. We are ending 2025 with a bang or maybe a whimper, depending upon whether you liked our questions or not. So, Aditya, what are your pop culture recommendations for this episode?
It's an interesting year. There have been a lot of sad and depressing things. So I'm going to recommend two things which were slightly feel good. I didn't plan it to be so, but it became that, where Israel and being Jewish and the idea of Zionism and all of those things which are deeply, deeply political and in some cases very controversial. On the other hand, these two shows, which were so definitively Jewish, I thought were interesting representations of a culture which perhaps, if nothing else, is also misunderstood, right? Or not very widely understood. And these two shows I loved, and these two shows I watched recently, perhaps a little too late. The first one, probably a lot of people have heard, is Nobody Wants This. I just saw both the seasons. Really good show. Nice light watch. I've seen comparisons to When Harry Met Sally, and I get it. It has that vibe to it. It's two attractive people falling in love. Just in this case, one of the people happens to be a rabbi. The other person is I think, an atheist or agnostic, and she's trying to figure out if she fits into this world and this culture. Interesting show. The other one, I think, so good. Long story short, same person who's made BoJack Horseman. It is just funny, and it's, by the way, an animated series. It's so funny, so good. The animation is also, it is reminiscent of BoJack Horseman, but it is different and has its own identity. If you loved it, you should definitely watch this show as well. And this is also about Jewish family and talks about being Jewish and being, I guess, family in general, family drama in general. On both those counts, go watch these two shows. Perhaps a good way for us to understand about a culture we don't know too much about.
Great recommendations, Aditya. I am now going to recommend my list of Malayalam movies of 2025, which it's been a bumper year for Malayalam movies. We've had some really, really amazing movies, many of which I have recommended on the podcast before. Since Aditya claims to also have watched Malayalam movies.
What?
This could be a barometer. We'll just see how many of these movies Aditya has actually watched. Okay, so my top Malayalam movies of 2025. The first one I would recommend is Todarum, which was basically a family drama, which was celebrating Mohanlal, the actor.
So good. What a great film. Wow, amazing. I just loved it. No, I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah, you haven't, obviously not. Loka Chapter 1 Chandra, that became the highest grossing female-led movie in India of all time. It's also one of the top 10 highest grossing Indian movies of 2025.
I missed it in the theaters and I did not want to watch it on my TV. So I'm waiting for maybe the second part to come and re-release of the first part. I'll watch it in the theaters.
The third movie I would recommend is Rekha Chitram. It's a gripping investigative mystery thriller which blends both real events from a real movie production in the 1980s with this fictional story. And it's an amazing, very well done blend. Then there's a recently released movie called Avahidam, which is a dark comedy exploring voyeurism and, small town morality. Streaming right now, so you can catch it on streaming. Ending was a little weak, but it's still worth a watch. Jai Zere, which I've already recommended, it's a psychological horror thriller. Well worth watching because we don't rarely get movies of that ilk in India. Rond, this I've not mentioned, but it's one of the best police dramas, but the ending is dark. And when I mean dark, it is bleak and just dark. So don't go into it if you're not a fan of those kind of movies. But it's a very realistic police drama. Punman, again, I think I must have mentioned on it. It's about a comedy drama featuring a blistering performance by Basil Joseph. Kalam Kaval, which I recently watched, December released. It's Mammootty, the legend, playing a serial killer. And it's phenomenally acted, very well scripted movie. You can definitely check that out. And finally, two movies, Nariveta, which is again a social crime thriller, and Eco. It's a mystery drama with a cracker of an ending. It's the same people who created Kishkinda Kanta. Obviously, there are much better or more art house movies and things which don't feature on my list or my best movies, but these are the ones I recommend because I really enjoyed all of these movies as movies themselves.
I will also, since we did recommend so many things, and I just remembered a book I had read recently, and because I guess we were talking about these Jewish stories, it is a book by a Palestinian author. It's called Enter Ghost. It's a read that takes you through a journey, and if you are interested in knowing about a perspective that you are perhaps, again, similar to how I recommend the first two shows. This isn't light, obviously, but yeah, check out Enter Ghost. This is by a very celebrated author. Her name is Isabella Hamad, Palestinian author. So yeah, cultures that we are not so well aware of in India, and maybe other people who are listening to us, go check out these different sources and learn more.
Great. That's all the time we have for an episode. Little bit of housekeeping for our regular listeners. We are posting quizzes every Thursday on our Reddit subreddit. So please go check out there. You can check out the question. You can try answering it. I'll also be posting questions of the day, which are one question every day on our subreddit. So you can go and answer those questions as well.
Sounds good.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen to our podcast. You can reach out to us on our socials or on our subreddit or on our email, areyouquizzingme@gmail.com. That's all for this episode, and that's all for 2025.
See you guys next year.
Okay, South Indian naming conventions are very weird.